I'm here with Dale from Airfix just to ask a couple of questions whilst we're at RIAT. So you've done a lot of promotion about doing aircraft that you see more at air shows such as this. How are you finding the reaction to that compared to what you've done before?
Yeah, so the reaction's really good. It's interesting the different air shows that we go to and what sells better. So when we're at Duxford, it's typical that we'll sell more Spitfires and P51s than anything else, so versus F-35s. Over the last couple of days, we've sold more F-35s than anything else on the stand, which is it's typical of a fast jet show. Yesterday, obviously, we had the Spitfire and F-18 flying, which is sort of a bit of a mixture, and it's an amazing display. Everyone came in asking for F-18s, not Spitfires, because that was the loudest thing. Of course, we don't have that, so they walked away with an F-35. So, yeah, we've certainly got the mix right. There's a few more things that we could be doing. Obviously, we've got the new Eurofighter Typhoon coming out later in the year. There was a lot of people asking us for that yesterday, and in blackjack scheme. So let's see what we can do. Maybe that's a next year thing, but it'd be quite cool.
I mean, obviously, you'll have to have the D-Day version that they have this year as well, right?
Yeah. So obviously, you know that we've this year is our first time that we've done a separate decal sheet with cartograph decals in, and that's sort of a test, a really good example of what to do with the lifeboat, because there's 54 of them kicking around the UK at the moment. The way the Eurofighter is going, there's more and more of these really interesting anniversary schemes. So whilst our Eurofighter is a starter set, so really simple, really detailed but simple kit to put together, it will lend itself to a decal sheet sold separately for those that want to go and do it. So yeah, I don't have concrete plans for it, but we've proven that we can do the decals, we can bring them in, and they work really well. Let's see how both of them go together next year when I finally get the new starter set in. So
obviously, as one of the new starter sets this year was the lifeboat, which is very different to the rest of the range.
Yeah.
What has sort of the reaction to that been? How do you think that's gone?
The reaction's been amazing. Well, it's been, if I'm honest, it's been at two ends of the spectrum. We've had such negativity around the RNLI and a lot of the work that they do in the English Channel at the moment, which of course the guys and girls that are out there doing all of that, they're just out there saving lives regardless of your situation. And then the other end of the scale is just people love the charity and everything that it's about. So that's been quite interesting to manage on social media, on our own channel. We've never had a product that has had that such a gap between that.
Yeah.
It sort of polices itself, but sometimes we have to go in there and just start deleting comments and blocking people, which we never like doing because it's part of the community, but there's certainly a line. The lifeboat, we sold out straight away, and we've been waiting for more to come in, and they did on Wednesday, Thursday last week. So that batch is already sold through, and we've got another 3,000 coming in a month or so. So we're already loading more in for later in the year. So it's certainly one of those that I reckon it will be Spitfire, lifeboat, F-35 in terms of how many we sell every year. So yeah, it's great. And it's amazing to work with such an amazing charity and everything that they do. Given
that you've had success on boats which haven't been as central to a lot of model manufacturers' ranges now, does this mean we might see starter sets for other things like helicopters, for example? Well,
never say never, and this isn't a good reason for doing anything extra, but I've got a particular sales presentation with a slide that shows all our starter sets on, and really annoyingly we have an odd number. So that doesn't mean that I'm going to go and fill it just because I've got an odd number on this slide, but I think there's space for at least one more. But we haven't fully decided what that will be yet. So yeah, you won't see that next year or possibly even the year after. But and a helicopter would lend itself quite nicely to it, and potentially, helicopter that either works with the RNLI or something that is seen in sort of everyday life. It's a tricky one, that, but yeah, I think there's space for it. And obviously the most recent release from Airfix has been the new Spitfire 124th.
What's the reaction been to that so far?
Yeah, so the Mk.VIII, reaction's been amazing. Obviously it's our first secret release announcement this year. We've got a few more up our sleeves. We figured that the Mk.VIII would make enough of noise to be a secret release. Reaction's been very positive. Obviously on our website we're giving a coin away, and that always boosts sales to begin with. Our trade orders are nice and healthy. And we've opened that up now, a month away from bringing the first batch of stock in, really to sort of be able to then manage to stock out of the business as fairly and efficiently as possible. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to supply everyone's orders at the same time, which is just, we don't like doing that. A lot of people have been surprised at how much is different between the 9 and the 8. And I remember 2 years ago when we announced the 9, and I was very green to it all then, but people were saying all you need to do is the retractable tail wheel. Absolutely not the only thing that's different between the two marks. There's upper and lower wing surfaces are different, their ailerons are different, there's a gun camera, the light on the underside is different, the cockpit dashboard, not the correct term, but that's what I call it, is different as well. So there's enough in there that is different to make it a new exciting kit if you've already made a Mk.IX, and the schemes alone are just superb.
What's your favourite thing about the schemes?
I always say to the dev guys, give me something with teeth, because it always sells. So you can't beat Grey Nurse. The Burma scheme is very nice with the Black Panther on the side. A lot of people over the weekend have liked the American scheme, which is not surprising, but they've sort of like, yeah, I like Grey Nurse, but I think I'm going to do something different. And we actually saw that with the Mk.IX as well. Yeah, I like the D-Day scheme, I like the American scheme, but actually I really want to do the French scheme because that's just really colourful and unusual.
Has there been anything that surprised you about how Airfix's releases have gone sort of so far this year?
Nothing negative, of course. We keep on. So at the beginning of the year, we take, and during the course of the year actually, we speak to our sales guys and we take a 12-month forecast. So we have a good idea of how many units of each SKU. We do it by line, by sales channel. We're going to sell over a 12-month period. So we do that. It looks about right. And we bring in the first batch, which is pretty much 12 months worth of product on our first batch. We keep on bringing that in, and we keep on selling through in the first month or two. And we're going, bloody hell. So we've just sold what we thought we would sell in 12 months, only in 2. So we keep on selling through really quickly, and we keep on bringing more and more. So, and we keep on ordering more than forecast, but we keep on selling through quickly. So it's a really nice situation to have. It causes disappointment. I don't like being in that situation because I'd rather have more to sell to begin with. But it's this real balance of risk, stock holding. But I think we're in a really good place with it.
Yeah, it sounds like more of a positive situation to be in than obviously having something you can't get rid of.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, who would have known that we would have sold through X number of lifeboats in the first 2 weeks? And actually, the RNLI ordered several thousand alone, which really caught us off guard. So that had come out of the first allocation because I mean we weren't going to not supply the RNLI the stuff they wanted, and of course that will go into every RNLI shop across the UK and Ireland, which is just amazing. You'll be able to go into one of these shops that maybe there's not a model shop or anywhere to buy models, but an RNLI shop in a village or somewhere, there's going to be Airfix, which is great.
The only issue for me is I don't have any orange paint, so I need to now go buy orange paint.
Well, you know who to buy orange paint from, so yeah. He's got a whole range listed for it.
I'm sure I can get some. Is there anything else that you think would be exciting for people to think about for the rest of the year, or any hints?
If you're asking me, have we got any other secret releases planned for this year, the reply is absolutely. We've got a mixture of things. So obviously the Mk.VIII is new parts added with new schemes clearly. We'll have a few things with new schemes, new parts, maybe even a new tool in there, let's see. Ooh. But I certainly think when we choose the secret releases, there's always a balance between Some really, really sexy stuff, like new tools. Some really nice stuff with new schemes, refreshes, something that no one's seen for a long while. And then some completely out of the blue stuff. So, and we tried to balance those secret releases with stuff that will make people excited in January as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously the range that we launch in January now is no longer the full annual year range. We're still working in the background with stuff. So, you know, people that count that or think, oh, well, why aren't they developing that? Well, you know, we could be, and we could be releasing it in 6 months. And that's the beauty of the strategy of secret releases. It's quite fun.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us to talk about Airfix.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming down.
Well, guys, after that lovely interview with Dale there, we also have a bit of a look at the Spitfire Mark 8 itself and the sprues, or at least some of the parts that are brand new. I was very lucky to just get to have a look at this up close, and honestly, she's stunning. Like, it is such a beautiful model. It makes me really wish I was doing such a large scale, but you can see most of the new parts here. There may be a few parts that we might have missed off, but hopefully I've got most of the new parts here for you to all see and examine and determine whether or not you think this is a fantastic kit, but haven't seen it in person. My god, I am excited to see all of the models that you will put out at Telford, because honestly, it's incredible, and they've done such a good job with this release. I can't wait to see you all build it and watch all of your build vlogs, and for those of you in my Discord as well, obviously post your updates in there too. But what can I say? This was a surprising release, especially for like a secret release. I'm just so hyped. It looks amazing. I don't even build the scale, but it looks amazing. Thank you to all of my channel members. I couldn't do this without you. A big shout out goes to my advanced kit subscribers, and that is Wayne Welling, Hobby Time, Chris Coleman, Philip Way, Mast Hand, Bob and Genevieve Albridge, David Barber, Hackers365, Jeff Dioramas, Iron Duke, my two longest subscribers, Crazy Locha and Explosive Water. Couldn't do this without all of you, so thank you. If you like what you've seen here today, make sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified of new videos as and when they go up. I do aviation and model making related content. There's a video here recommended just for you as well, so let's go and hang out together.